Are you a driver trainee just finishing school and want to drive an automatic truck? Then call Wiley Sanders Truck Line. Right, Puzzle? We have automatic trucks. That's right. And we will reimburse you for your driver training. No pets? Not at Wiley Sanders Truck Line. At Wiley Sanders Truck Line, we thought of everything. We thought of the killer for your fuzzy friend. Right, Fuzzy? Tell them about it. Wiley Sanders Truck Line, Troy, Alabama. Come drive for the best today. Wiley Sanders Truck Line. Wiley Sanders Truck Line. Tell them, Fuzzy. Are you a driver trainee just finishing?
This is Bobby Flay.
I'm coming for you, Bobby.
They say he's never had to eat his words. But if he did, they'd be delicious. They say the word flavor was named after him. They say he can make an omelet without breaking an egg.
We were hoping for that.
They say you can beat Bobby Flay. What do they know? Beat Bobby Flay, Thursday night at 10 on Food Network.
Safety first at Wiley Sanders Truck Line. At Wiley Sanders Truck Line, we practice safety first. That's right, safety first. Remember, school is about to start. Look twice, then look again. Wiley Sanders Truck Line, where safety is first. Wiley Sanders Truck Line, Blue Cross, Blue Shield, 401k, up to 4% of your gross pay. We match it, 4% of your gross pay. Wiley Sanders Truck Line, Troy, Alabama. Drive for the best, Wiley Sanders.
Hey folks, are you tired of spending hard-earned money on a gas grill only to have it burn up in less than 2 years? Not to mention burning your food. Here at Southern Grill and Patio in Troy, Alabama, we carry the Holland Grill line. They've been around since 1988, and there are people right here in Troy that have had theirs for over 20 years. These grills are guaranteed not to flare up.
You can grill, steam, or smoke on your new Holland Grill today. Come see us at Southern Grill and Patio in Troy, Alabama, inside Town & Country Flooring Center.
Troy Cable Security makes it easy to stay aware and stay in control of your home wherever you are. User-friendly interface allows easy navigation for lights, locks thermostat, video, and garage doors. Never worry about leaving your garage door open or the front door unlocked. Your mobile app can send alerts to your phone for alarm and no alarm events. Know when your children arrive home from school with video response. Make sure your home is powered by Troy Cable Security for ultimate access, awareness, and protection.
A personal touch, a high level of trust. Whether it's checking and savings accounts, personal or business loans, or our local friendly service. That's what Troy Bank and Trust customers expect. But now we offer more. Free identity theft protection for our new and existing customers, protecting your family's time, money, and good name from identity theft. Because protecting your identity is now a big part of our identity.
Good morning and welcome to Today in LA. I'm Mike Amos, and ladies and gentlemen, we got some young men who have, instead of, we'll go to our phones. Are you on Today in LA? Good morning.
Morning.
We've got a group of players from Charles Henderson High School as they prepare for the 2019 football season. And, of course, a big game coming up. Not this Friday, but Friday week against Cross County rival Pike County High School in what should be an outstanding football game. And
looking forward to it.
This gentleman here has been a great asset to Charles Henderson High School. Brother Knox, tell them who you are and where you from.
I'm Nathan Knox, here from obviously here from Troy. We're glad to be here. We moved down here a few years ago from Atlanta, and we're glad to represent Charles Henderson.
Troy, Atlanta, and Atlanta are a little different, aren't they?
Just a little.
Did you live right there in the heart of Atlanta?
No, sir. We lived up north of Atlanta, about 50 miles. We lived in a small town near Canton, Georgia.
I know where that is.
Yes, sir. So, anyway.
What brought you to Troy?
My job.
And this football player, too, is
yes,
that right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Well, over my shoulder here is mine, and then we got Jonathan Carter and Malcolm Hall here also.
In fact, grab that mic right there and tell them who you are and what grade you're in and what position you play. Just hold it.
Malcolm Hall, 12th grade, play cornerback.
And what grade you in?
12th.
12th grade, okay, cornerback.
They're all seniors.
Yes, sir.
And tell us a little bit about Malcolm.
So Malcolm's a cornerback for our defensive front, or back side, should I say. Malcolm had a great season last year, had several interceptions last year, so he's got the backfield covered. As far as those wideouts for Pike County, they better look out for him.
Yeah, well, that's good. And of course, how much you weigh now?
About 165.
165 and can run, is that right?
Yes, sir.
All right.
He's got him covered.
Did you play last year a lot?
Yes, sir. I
Played in secondary quite a bit?
Yes, sir.
All right, hand it to your buddy behind you. Tell us who you are.
Jonathan Carter, running back, senior.
And of course, you've been in the program quite a while, is that right?
Yes, sir.
Now, how much you weigh now?
About 175.
Yeah, and of course, are you having a good preseason? Of course, football season started, I reckon, back in June, didn't it?
And they've been working out for a while. So in the facility, they work out year round. You know that,
Yeah,
but they don't practice as far as plays. They're just working out. But what do you call it? JC is an outstanding running back too. We're looking forward to him being out there this year and making a huge difference.
Yeah. Y'all were out on the new turf last night.
Yeah,
it's beautiful, isn't it? But it's hot, isn't it? It was a little hot last night.
A little bit.
Yeah. Y'all haven't practiced out there yet this year since they've been working on the turf.
Yes,
Brand new turf at Veterans Memorial Stadium. It's really a good looking field. All right, let me do this. Let me do the honors here. And of course, you know this guy pretty well, Nathan.
I do.
Tell them who you are and what position.
I'm Sam Knox. I'm a senior and I play center.
And tell us a little bit about you and our Nathan. Tell us a little bit about this young man.
All right. So obviously, this is my son. He's been playing center since he was actually in 6th grade. So he's pretty experienced with it. He's a good lineman. You know, he definitely knows his position well. He makes the calls for the line, and you know, he's got some folks looking at him, so I'm proud of him.
How much you weigh?
About 250.
250, and of course, do you want to play at the next level?
Yes, sir.
Of course, now what, about 6'1", 6'2"? How tall are you?
6 foot.
6 foot, and of course, you know, you can play center. You know, you don't have to be quite as big as you have to be when you're playing tackle and guard. But
tackle and guard, they want you 6'4", 300.
They don't want you to be scrawny, but I think you could put on 20 more pounds or 30 more pounds and weigh 280, and don't you think?
Yes, sir.
Is that your dream?
Yes, sir.
Play the next level?
Yes, sir.
Tell us how we look right now offensively at Charles Henderson. The offensive line, you got sort of call out some names of some of the starters.
Right now we got Ryan Barnes at guard, and then we have Alan Brooks at guard, and I'm at center. I'm bossing them around, telling them where to go and who to block, and then we have Zamarian Fuller at tackle and Xavier Caffey at tackle, and they set the edge pretty good when we go on stretch plays and everything like that.
How many of these guys started last year?
I think
Caffey started, didn't he?
Yeah, I think we have everybody started last year except for Alan Brooks.
Yeah, well, that's great. And, you know, I know you worked hard this summer getting ready. Hand it back over to my buddy there, and let's find out a little bit about, let's get the other mic. You can just hold it right here. Tell us how y'all look offensively. Of course, your quarterback is really playing well. Tell us who he is.
Puka Jones, you know, he worked hard. He's going to be pretty good.
Now, that's his nickname, Puka, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
What's his first name? Do you know?
Yahashu.
Huh?
Yahashu.
Oh, I understand now why they call him Puka. And, of course, he's a quarterback. Yes, you're a running back. Do you have another guy in the backfield, or do y'all play wideouts?
Our wideouts.
Spread offense.
Just spread.
Y'all throw it quite a bit, don't you?
Yes, sir.
And can you catch the ball out of the backfield?
Yes, sir.
Well, that's good. Hand it back to your buddy down there. And, of course, You're what, about 6'1", 6'2"?
No, about maybe 6'5", maybe close to it.
All right, but and of course you play one of the corner backs. Can you cover good?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, and you feel like you can defend you right corner, left corner?
Left.
And you feel like you can shut? Are you going to be what they call a shutdown corner?
Yes, sir. Always, yes, sir.
Yeah, I hear that all the time.
He's very good at his position.
Pretty hard in the spread. But tell us who else is back there in the secondary.
We got let's see, Stevan Stringer. Got a nickname Gotti, but his real name is Jaden Scott. And we got Tyrell Jones.
Scott before, okay.
Yes, sir. We pretty experienced. Basically everybody who came back. Basically everybody came back from last year, so pretty experienced.
Yeah. Of course, y'all play a tough schedule. I don't know if it gets any tougher. You open up with Pike County, and then you got Enterprise coming in here on the second week.
Yes, sir. 7-18, but that's good. You know, because it gives us the opportunity to play up. And when we play up, then when it comes to region, and we're playing the other 5A teams, it gives us a distinct advantage, I think. That's my personal opinion, but and the reason being is because we play those tougher teams.
There's no question about it. No question about it. The area is what's important, and that area is pretty tough, too.
It is. You know, you start talking Valley and Tallahassee and so forth, those guys are strong.
Now, Carroll's out of are they still in our region? So Carroll's still in there?
I think they are.
Is Greenville in our region?
Yes, sir.
So that's another
Yes,
tough
sir.
one.
They're a tough one, too. So our region's tough all the way across.
I mean, you can just forget about it. I mean, your competition's going to be there. It's going to be really tough.
Absolutely.
Tell us a little bit about the defensive side, linebackers and linemen.
Yes, we got all linebackers came back. We have a couple young guys we are rotating in. Defensive line very strong. They're still being coached up, but they should be pretty good.
Yeah, give us some names.
We got Northcutt, Darius Northcutt.
He's a good one now. He's only a junior, isn't he?
Yes, sir. He's a junior now. Yeah. Yes, sir. We have Terry Wright. He's a new walk-on player we have. What's another guy that's on defense? Caleb Geis, yes, very strong.
Yeah.
500-pound squatter.
Oh, man.
Yes, sir.
Yep.
Who else is on the line? We got Jalen Woods. Yes, sir. Jalen Woods. He's another strong guy.
Yeah.
Basically, our whole D-line is very strong. Yeah. Very strong. So.
And Coach Baxley's really been working hard with those guys. I'll tell you, I think our defensive side of the house is shut out.
I thought they were outstanding during the spring, and you take it, especially against that Georgia team.
Yeah, from Callaway. Hey, Callaway's not a joke. You know, Callaway went into, I believe, the Final Four.
Yeah. Played in the stadium, I think.
Yeah. So, shoot, they may have even, if I'm not mistaken, I think they even went to the state championship.
Yeah,
so,
they were good, no question about it.
Yeah, we played them lights out for 3 quarters.
Right.
You know, when we had varsity against varsity,
we won the game.
We won the game.
Sure
you know,
did.
So and they're equivalent to a 5A team for us. So. As long as we play lights out like that against our teams here in Alabama, I think we are going to do well.
Well, one of the keys to everything, ladies and gentlemen, when it comes to football, both at the high school and the college level, you've got to have support from your local population. And we want everybody to go ahead and buy your tickets to Charles Simpson football games. It's got a great home slate, gosh, to open the season against Pike County and then Enterprise.
We're front loaded. Our first 3 games are at home.
Well, why is Charles Simpson only playing 9 games? I don't understand that.
To be honest with you, Mike, I'm really not sure. I think they're counting that one Pike County game, even though it's a inner.
I mean that game doesn't count though.
Right.
If they wanted it to count, they could. If they didn't, they didn't.
No, they can't. They can't make that count. It's a jamboree.
Yeah. So.
But there's a new rule that says that you can you could make that a game if you wanted to, but they didn't do it. They want to keep it a jamboree.
Yeah. So when you look at the schedule, you've got 10 games scheduled now. That one is a jamboree. You're right, but. at least we're getting that number of games in. So Mike, I think we're going to look good. I think we're going to be strong. One thing I want to say about last night with Meet the Trojans. Okay, I want to thank the folks from the city of Troy for coming out and supporting our boys. They showed up last night. It was a great crowd. It was great to have the middle school out there, and great to have the middle school cheerleaders out there. The band was out there. All of them did a great job.
That's wonderful.
So the parents that came out, thank you for coming out, because it made it a great event.
No question about it. I know they did, and we appreciate that support, and it's a great way to get ready for the coming football season, and we're excited about it. Now, who's doing your kicking? Your kicking game? Do y'all know who the punter is? And the kicker?
We have a new kicker. His name is Landon Holly.
Yeah?
Yes, sir. He's pretty good. He's been at all kind of UAB camps and stuff this summer.
So he's joining us, and he'll do both?
He should be doing punting and kicking.
Well, that's good.
Field goal kicking, right? Kickoff, Caleb Geis is still doing kickoff, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, the big guy.
Yes, sir.
And he can kick it, no question about it.
And then come down, and after he kicks it, he can come down because he's that defensive guy now. He can come down and lay a lick on somebody in a heartbeat.
And run it with a running start.
Yes, sir.
No question about it. Of course, Charles Henderson getting ready for the coming season. As I mentioned, they opened up against Pike County, 7 o'clock kickoff from Veterans Stadium next Friday night. Should be a great game. Last year was a huge crowd, or every year there's a big crowd, so get there early and get in your seat and get prepared for an outstanding football game.
I'd love to see Pike County, the whole Pike County, Troy and Pike County, fill that lower portion of the bed up.
Since it's a week early, you get a lot of players from Luverne, Brantley, Ozark, from surrounding areas. If
got
they're
people
not
come
playing the
scouting
game.
us.
That's
Is that
right.
what you're saying?
That's right. Yeah, there's no question about it. Appreciate you bringing these guys over
yes,
this
sir.
morning.
Great to see you this
and
morning,
of course, Nathan is one of the parents, but I don't know if we had 10 like you. No telling us what we could do, because you really have been a great asset.
Well, I'll tell you, our Booster Club guys have really helped out, and we've really done an outstanding job with supporting these boys.
Yeah. Well, and of course,
how many is Charles Henderson going to dress this year?
65.
Right now they're dressing 65, and which is a good number. And our coach, what year is he in now?
This is his 5th season. 5th or 6th season, there you go.
And of course he is, I don't know if I've ever seen anybody work any harder than he has.
Head coach, athletic director, training, not transportation coordinator. And then not only that, now that we got the new practice field, groundskeeper,
Oh, yeah.
So,
and see, that's one thing that our guys hadn't had to worry about lately, because they've used the stadium. But now, the new practice field, how do y'all like it?
I love it.
A lot cooler, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
And plus, it's right outside the field house, so that way they don't have to bus over to the stadium and then bus back. They actually get a better quality practice time.
All your games this year can be seen every Saturday morning at 9 o'clock and every Sunday afternoon at 3 o'clock. So, on Troy Cable, and hope y'all enjoy watching yourselves win a football game.
Yes, sir. Yes,
sir. I've got a feeling this could be a special year, and of course, some guys that worked extremely hard all year long, and now you're ready to hit somebody else. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
Well, before you do, I want you to hit him and you to hit him. Hope that y'all wish y'all the best of luck, and again, go Trojans!
Go Trojans!
Yes, sir. We'll be back to Today in L.A. in just a moment.
Safety first at Wiley Sanders Truck Line. At Wiley Sanders Truck Line, we practice safety first. That's right, safety first. Remember, school is about to start. Look twice, then look again. Wiley Sanders Truck Line, where safety is first. Wiley Sanders Truck Line, Blue Cross Blue Shield 401k, up to 4% of your gross pay. We match it. 4% of your gross pay. Wiley Sanders Truck Line, Troy, Alabama. Drive for the best. Wiley Sanders.
Hey folks, are you tired of spending hard-earned money on a gas grill only to have it burn up in less than 2 years? Not to mention burning your food. Here at Southern Grill and Patio in Troy, Alabama, we carry the Holland Grill line. They've been around since 1988, and there are people right here in Troy that have had theirs for over 20 years. These grills are guaranteed not to flare up.
You can grill, steam, or smoke on your new Holland Grill today. Come see us at Southern Grill and Patio in Troy, Alabama, inside Town and Country Flooring Center.
Troy Cable Security makes it easy to stay aware and stay in control of your home wherever you are. User-friendly interface allows easy navigation for lights, locks thermostat, video, and garage doors. Never worry about leaving your garage door open or the front door unlocked. Your mobile app can send alerts to your phone for alarm and no alarm events. Know when your children arrive home from school with video response. Make sure your home is powered by Troy Cable Security for ultimate access, awareness, and protection.
A personal touch, a high level of trust. Whether it's checking and savings accounts, personal or business loans, or our local friendly service. That's what Troy Bank and Trust customers expect. But now we offer more. Free identity theft protection for our new and existing customers, protecting your family's time, money, and good name from identity theft. Because protecting your identity is now a big part of our identity.
I want to introduce these people to you.
Are you going to bring X?
Safety first at Wiley Sanders Truck Line. At Wiley Sanders Truck Line, we practice safety first. That's right, safety first. Remember, school is about to start. Look twice, then look again. Wiley Sanders Truck Line, where safety is first. Wiley Sanders Truck Line, Blue Cross Blue Shield 401k, up to 4% of your gross pay. We match it. 4% of your gross pay. Wiley Sanders Truck Line, Troy, Alabama. Drive for the best. Wiley Sanders.
Hey folks, are you tired of spending hard-earned money on a gas grill only to have it burn up in less than 2 years? Not to mention burning your food. Here at Southern Grill and Patio in Troy, Alabama, we carry the Holland Grill line. They've been around since 1988, and there are people right here in Troy that have had theirs for over 20 years. These grills are guaranteed not to flare up.
You can grill, steam, or smoke on your new Holland Grill today. Come see us at Southern Grill and Patio in Troy, Alabama, inside Town and Country Flooring Center.
Troy Cable Security makes it easy to stay aware and stay in control of your home wherever you are. User-friendly interface allows easy navigation for lights, locks thermostat, video, and garage doors. Never worry about leaving your garage door open or the front door unlocked. Your mobile app can send alerts to your phone for alarm and no alarm events. Know when your children arrive home from school with video response. Make sure your home is powered by Troy Cable Security for ultimate access, awareness, and protection.
A personal touch, a high level of trust. Whether it's checking and savings accounts, personal or business loans, or our local friendly service. That's what Troy Bank and Trust customers expect. But now we offer more. Free identity theft protection for our new and existing customers, protecting your family's time, money, and good name from identity theft. Because protecting your identity is now a big part of our identity.
Safety first at Wiley Sanders Truck Line. At Wiley Sanders Truck Line, we practice safety first. That's right, safety first. Remember, school is about to start. Look twice, then look again. Wiley Sanders Truck Line, where safety is first. Wiley Sanders Truck Line, Blue Cross Blue Shield 401k, up to 4% of your gross pay. We match it. 4% of your gross pay. Wiley Sanders Truck Line, Troy, Alabama. Drive for the best. Wiley Sanders.
Well, we came back to our show, ladies and gentlemen, and we've great to see these kids.
Gone from one group to the other.
That's right. From the good, the bad, the ugly.
That's
you know what I mean? Or the good, the bad, the ugly, either one. Ladies and gentlemen, we've got two lovely ladies, Carrie Manning and Stacy Leverett, with the Pike Regional Child Advocacy Center right here in Troy and Pike County, and y'all got a big event coming up.
Yes, sir, we do. We have a fundraiser for the CAC. It's called Lays of Love Luau. That's going to be next Thursday night from 7 p.m. until 10:30 p.m. at J. Michelle's Special Events.
And of course, J. Michelle's is located on Highway 231. I've been to several events there. Very nice facility. Tell us what you're going to do.
Well, we're going to have a party there to raise funds for the Pike Regional Child Advocacy Center, and we're going to have a band, and we're going to have a luau type dinner with a roasted pig and lots of fun luau fair food. There's going to be a silent auction, so everybody can get in on the fun of fighting over the different items there for the
He knows
auction.
how to do a silent auction.
Oh, so you're a pro at that?
Well, I've done a little bit of it.
Well, we're going to have a lot of wonderful items there that the community has gotten together and donated for the silent auction.
That's wonderful.
And then, of course, you know, a lot of fun dancing with the band that's playing 1211, and that is a Troy University group that has been playing for several years. Matter of fact, they've even played on the square with some of the square
That's
events.
good, yeah. I've heard of them. They're a very good band, and it's going to be a lot of fun now. Is this sort of like a date party, or do you come and is it a coat and tie or the casual?
We're going for something very casual. You know, come dressed in your Hawaiian clothes, you know, your Hawaiian shirt. We're going to have a lays there for everyone. You know, you can wear shorts if you like to. We just wanted it to be something more comfortable, maybe not as stuffy, especially since it's so hot outside.
Now, you're going to, somebody told me that you're going to do something real special. You were going to hand out the laces, and every man you put that lace on and kiss them on the cheek.
Oh, I don't know about all that now.
Well, I mean, that's a tradition, isn't it?
That is a tradition.
I haven't been to Hawaii
In
yet,
fact,
so nobody told me I needed to do that.
if you had a lace this morning, I'd love to, you know.
Y'all should have worn some.
Too bad we left them in the car.
But don't y'all, you can buy tables, businesses can buy tables and that type of thing?
Yes.
It's a fundraiser, so we
That's right, no question about it. $50 single, $90 for a couple, and $600 for a table, and all of it's tax deductible. And at the same time, you're going to feed us pretty good, too. Is that right?
Yes.
We have a caterer that's going to...
Well, you're going to roast a hog.
Yes, we have a...
Instead of cook a pig, well, you're going to roast a hog.
Yes.
Yeah. But our caterer's from Dothan. She's got a fantastic menu prepared, and you know, as Carrie had said, part of that is a roasted pig. So we're excited to see how that turns out.
I love that because you can just reach in there and pull it out and eat like Robin Hood, you know.
There you go.
You know, Robin Hood eats like this, you know.
I wonder what Max Howell would tell us about roasting a hog if he's ever done that.
Yeah,
he probably has.
He has a few times. You got to know what you're doing, and I'm sure y'all got a guy that knows what they're doing.
The caterer, she definitely has had experience in
I know
this.
this. You got to start early.
Yes. And we have a couple of corporate sponsors that have already gotten involved. And
would you like to give them a little attention?
Go ahead and give them a plug.
Well, we would first like to thank Mark Moats and Tito's Vodka. They have been very gracious. Red Apple in town is also doing a fundraiser. They're coordinating with Tito's Vodka, and the amount that they raise, Tito's Vodka is going to match. We would also like to thank Horn Beverage. They're going to be donating some of our beverages to us.
We've got K&W Plastics that's going to be buying a table, and the Piggly Wiggly is buying a table and said that they would help out with some of the things that we'll be purchasing for the event. And then who else did we say that we wanted to make sure we mentioned today? I think that we mentioned everybody.
Go by and see Jason today at the Dodge place. He's with Premier Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, and Ram truck. Very generous man.
Yes, they've been very supportive of the Child Advocacy
we
Center.
appreciate them.
Let's talk about the Child Advocacy Center and your mission. It's so important, and it's something that people might not want to think about because it's kind of a bad side of society, but you're helping people that really need helping.
Right.
Yes.
We serve not only Pike County, but Bullock County, Barber County, and Coffee County. So that's why we're called the Pike Regional Child Advocacy Center. And one of the primary responsibilities of the CAC, as we call it, is to do the interviews whenever a child has allegedly been sexually abused. And there's a great setup within the Child Advocacy Center so that the child can only be interviewed one time, because our goal is to reduce their trauma. So there's a room where law enforcement can go, the social workers from DHR, anyone else who's going to be instrumental in prosecution of that case can go and listen in while the interviewer is interviewing the child, and it's recorded, so that way the child doesn't actually have to testify in court.
That is outstanding, no question about it. And y'all have been in business a long time. You people are volunteers, is that right?
Yes, sir, we are.
And I think it's a wonderful program, and this is a great opportunity to give back to this program, and they need funds to do a lot of the things they want to do, and of course,
how do you donate, or what should people do if they want to buy a ticket? Or
They can contact Carrie or myself. We'll be happy to provide you with our phone numbers.
Go ahead and give it to me.
I'm Tracy Leverett, and my phone number is 334-372-4148.
And I'm Carrie Manning, and my phone number is 334-268-8257. Or y'all can contact the Pike Regional Child Advocacy Center, and their phone number is 670-0487. Or you can...
Do you have a website?
They do have a website, and you can also donate on their website. It's www.pikeregionalcac.com. And you can donate directly on the website.
But we still have tickets available, so
Yes.
if you're interested in purchasing a ticket, you can contact Carrie or myself. The tables, as we mentioned, are $600. We have a couple of those left, along with paying for your entry, your food, the entertainment. With the table, you're going to get complimentary specialty drinks. We're going to be serving Mai Tai, since that goes along with our event. So you'll be able to, have as many Mai Tais as you would like that night. So we're really excited, and
that could be dangerous.
Yes.
Well, I'll tell you what, and of course you'll see this around town, and you're gonna let me keep this.
Absolutely.
And we'll talk about it all next week. Now, what if somebody wanted to buy a ticket at the door? How would that be? Would you want to pre-sale everything?
We're trying our best to pre-sale.
I don't blame you. So you can know what.
Tell the caterer ahead of time and that type of thing.
Well, I tell you what, it sounds good. The pig roast alone sounds like a pretty good deal right there, and but the food's going to be outstanding. The fellowship's going to be outstanding, and of course, it's going to go to a very worthwhile cause. Tax deductible, I would think everything that you do with this program, and again. The people that are benefiting in the child advocacy program are the kids. That's what's so important.
That have gone through unbelievable nightmares and trauma, and if they don't need somebody to advocate for them, who does? So, I'm very familiar with a similar program in Montgomery called Child Protect, and my sister-in-law was on their board, and the stories I've heard from their director will just tear apart your heart. I mean, this is something you don't want to think about, Mike, but it probably takes place a lot more than we realize. And a community as progressive and as sincere and conscientious as ours needs to have a program to protect these children.
I'm familiar with a lot of heartbreak over the years, hearing about, my wife was a career person with pensions and security and child welfare, and she used to get calls in the middle of the night where there were children involved in a drug deal, and where the parents were dealing drugs and selling drugs or whatever. In the middle of the night, somebody had to take care of those children.
Yes, right.
Is that one of the things that this program does?
Yes, sir. We partner with the Pike County DHR and the other DHRs, for the counties that we serve, and everyone works together for the benefit of the children.
At that time, one of the very few shelters was in Dothan, I think. Is that still the case, or do we have a a place where here in Pike County where you can take your child can be placed temporarily or what?
That's more of a question for the DHRs.
Sure.
Because they do different work within foster care and placement. What we do at our center is we interview the children and provide counseling and those types of services, whereas DHR actually deals with.
And don't you need some special equipment or something that? Then that's a big purpose of this fundraiser is that.
Yes.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Well, we are trying to purchase what is called a colposcope, and it's not anything fun to talk about, but it is a piece of medical equipment that is used in the examination of children who have allegedly been sexually abused. What our goal is to have this equipment within our facility. We're wanting to remodel a room within the Child Advocacy Center that is child friendly, but in order to do that, there's not only the colposcope we have to have, there has to be examination tables and all of the other medical ins and outs that go with that.
Do we have medical doctors that volunteer their services?
It's a medical doctor that's already trained and able to do that service here in town already, but she doesn't have the equipment to do the service with.
Do y'all keep your location? Is it open to the public, or do y'all try to
keep it secret?
Yeah, keep it secret.
It's not like the House of Ruth type of thing. We want people to know where we are, so that way if they do need services from us, they can come.
And where's that location?
It's 118 West Orange Street here in Troy, Alabama.
We're in the basement of the church there.
Oh, yeah. Well, I go to church there, Calvary Baptist Church.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I go there. Great church.
Yes.
And,
but
my mother painted that mural in that church.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
But the other services that we provide, along with the counseling services, our director works within the community to do school supply drives, backpack drives. There's also a closet there, if people are in need of clothes and just a variety of other activities. So we don't want to keep our location secret. We want people to know where we are. So if they would like to donate, they can do that.
They can find us.
Are these mostly situations where, like we talked about earlier, where the parents were on drugs or the parents were abusing the child? How about if it's a situation where the mother has a child and don't know where to go to get help?
Well, that again would be something more for the Department of Human Resources to deal with. What we deal with primarily is going to be the sexually abused cases.
Or the physical abuse cases as well.
That is a great...
And this is children that are as young as...
Oh, babies. I mean,
babies 3, 4 years old. I just read
18 years old.
I read stories that would just shock you of children 3, 4 years old being abused, and it's you don't even want to think about it.
Yeah.
But thank God there's somebody that's fighting this and giving justice to these people that are carrying out these atrocities. And you talk about who does it. I think it's a cross section of it's some people that do it or you would never expect. It's more. I think it's more prevalent than we would like to admit.
It happens in every community and every type of situation.
What is your present source of income? Where is it coming from?
Grants mostly, donations from the community.
People writing grants and so forth. Also, through the some of the programs, the city, with the what's the big main fundraiser every year?
The United Way.
United Way.
Did y'all get any?
Is this a United Way agency?
I can't answer that question.
Yeah, but what I'm saying, hopefully they are getting some funds through the United Way.
A lot of our funds actually come from Kappa Delta, the sorority here. They do fundraisers throughout the year. They have a big color run that they do, and I think they donated around $30,000.
I believe that's correct. That's their philanthropy, is that right?
Sir. Yeah. My wife was a Kappa Delta.
And I tell you what, if there's some fraternities and sororities out there that want to do it, I don't think KD would it would bother them one bit if you wanted to help them do that.
Well, actually, our Greek Week committee, I work at the university in the Greek office, but our Greek Week committee donated $2,500 yesterday.
They sure did.
And if you out there would like to write a check to the Child Advocacy Program, which is ladies and gentlemen, we're sorry but proven that they're doing a wonderful job, trying to protect our children. You can write your check out to
the Pike Regional Child Advocacy Center.
That's right. You don't have to go to the event if you just want to.
Yeah, and if you want to write a check for 1,000, 10,000, or whatever, this is a great place to give your money because we know and it's proven that this program has been very, very beneficial to our community.
Yes. And as Mike said, we are, tax deductible donation. If you need our EIN number, we'll be happy to provide that for you.
Write your check out to the Pike Regional Child Advocacy Center and mail it to
118 West Orange Street, Troy, Alabama 36081.
Or if anybody forgets all this, just call me, Bill Rice, and I'll get in touch with the ladies.
Sounds great.
We appreciate your time this morning and your time that you put into this. I know it's a heartfelt thing when you see a child that's getting taken care of and has a place, and a mother has a place to take that child, or whoever. A lot of times, everybody says it could be the father to blame or the mother to blame or both to blame. Yeah. Somebody's got to step in and take that child out of that situation.
And think about this, Mike. I think we know that people that do this don't stop with one person. So if you can arrest and put somebody in prison for a long time that's doing this, you're protecting other children in the future.
No question about it. If you know of a situation out there, please call the Troy Police Department or the Sheriff's Department or somebody on or call the Child Advocacy Center. What's that telephone number?
That telephone number again is 334-670-0487.
0487. We appreciate you so much, and I've known this young lady a long time. You've been on before, and we appreciate your great heart that you want to help these children. And I think it's so important.
Yeah. Thank you for having us.
And of course, support the Pike Regional Child Advocacy Center by writing a check today. And mailing it to 118 West Orange Street, Troy, Alabama 36081, and they would love to have that contribution.
And put on your calendar, they're having a Hawaii themed party next Thursday night. It'll be a lot of fun.
And it's no question about it, and this is a great event and a first class event, and you'll enjoy it. And again, the proceeds go to a very, very worthwhile cause. That word "save our children." This would be what we'd be talking about.
That's what we're talking about.
Save our children from the kind of lives that some of them are going through, and it's awfully tough. We'll be back with more of Today in LA right after this.
I love my job. We get to help people who are having the worst day of their life.
You just got to be ready for whatever hits.
She wasn't breathing. She was almost dead.
Stay still there. Stay still. It's fine.
A personal touch, a high level of trust. Whether it's checking and savings accounts, personal or business loans, or our local friendly service. That's what Troy Bank and Trust customers expect. But now we offer more. Free identity theft protection for our new and existing customers, protecting your family's time, money, and good name from identity theft. Because protecting your identity is now a big part of our identity.
Have you seen an increase in your insurance premiums or significant change in your insurance coverage? Let Sandbeck Insurance offer you a better plan to suit your business or personal needs. Sandbeck Insurance offers many lines of insurance, whether it's home, farm, or auto insurance, work comp, business, or health and life policies. Sandbeck is here for you. Call or visit our Troy, Enterprise, or Andalusia office today. Sandbeck Insurance, where we take pride in taking care of your insurance needs.
Safety first at Wiley Sanders Truck Line. At Wiley Sanders Truck Line, we practice safety first. That's right, safety first. Remember, school is about to start. Look twice, then look again. Wiley Sanders Truck Line, where safety is first. Wiley Sanders Truck Line, Blue Cross, Blue Shield, 401k, up to 4% of your gross pay. We match it, 4% of your gross pay. Wiley Sanders Truck Line, Troy, Alabama. Drive for the best. Wiley Sanders.
I'm just driving the truck right now.
We're back on there.
Back to our show, ladies and gentlemen, brought to you by First Harbor Bank.
Commercials.
What now?
I said the world's quickest commercials.
Well, we've had 2 groups of interviews on already.
You got about 100 sponsors. It seems like we'd have longer commercials.
What do you mean by that?
I'm saying you got so many sponsors. The commercials are like a minute.
Well, if you like to advertise, you see these logos like Jeans Flowers. It stays up there between 10 and 12 seconds. Jeans Flowers with their telephone numbers, their 800 number, and what they do. Dix Lynn Dental, location, telephone number. That's what type of advertising this is. And then we'll many times say our show is brought to you by Piggly Wiggly. Piggly Wiggly on North 39th Street, Troy, and the Marketplace Shopping Center on the bypass. And by Premier Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, and Ram Truck on the bypass. And they're dealing like very few people are in this part of the country. I bought a Jeep Cherokee the other day, and I love it. It is a great vehicle, and Jason gave me a deal I could not walk away from.
I guess who's going to start selling some of these spots. I might be coming to see some of y'all. So
that's right. It's the best deal in town, I think, for the money. And like this, will stay on 10 to 12 seconds. If you want to do it like this, 100-yard dash, you gotta, it's a pretty good way. That's over 9, 10, 11, 12 seconds.
And they're on the scroll, so you get at least 14 of them every show, and then the show is repeated in the afternoon, so you're getting 25 ads a day times 5 days a week.
That's a lot of
for very affordable price.
Tax Credit Union.
I can't wait to get out there, and it's a branding campaign. If you want to keep your name and business in front of people.
At Lawrence Matthews Law Firm in Ozark.
It's fantastic.
They replay the show every day from 1:30 to 3 too.
Yeah, that's what we're talking about.
12 cities, I think, and it's on Facebook. So.
It's in 12 counties, all the way up above Lake Martin. Of course, that's a great Goldfingers. Have you ever had their chicken or their French fries?
It's on my list. I've heard you bragging about it.
It's really, really good. And of course,
so what do y'all think about Richard McBride? Of course, he had neck injury at Auburn. The former Charles Henderson great player is now going to SMU. He's got 1 year to play.
Good. He only has a year to play?
Yeah, interesting. He would go to SMU instead of going to Troy.
I know it.
They evidently they needed a linebacker or needed somebody.
The only thing I can think is that Rhett Lee, the former Auburn offensive coordinator, is offensive coordinator at SMU. That's the only connection I know that you'd have from Auburn.
Okay, that's right. That's exactly right. Well, all right, let's say this. There was an injury this week. And you know what they said on the news? They said he'll probably go back and go through the, what do they call it?
Transfer portal?
Go back and go through the transfer portal, to get a player. To see if there's anybody out there. I want to.
Who got somebody injured, Troy or somebody else?
No, I want to say it was maybe Alabama. They lost a linebacker, a couple of linebackers.
And they lost a running back, yeah.
Alabama could use a couple of linebackers. You're right.
But if you get
an injured player, Richard McBride, really.
And you can, if you do that, I think before school starts, I think that's the criteria there. I would think.
I see that the graduate transfer lineman from FSU is running with the first team at Alabama already.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he was a guard and tackle at FSU, graduated early, and they are moving him to center at Alabama. He's playing center and guard, and he's got 2 years of eligibility. He's the exact same situation as Coker. You know, he transferred from FSU as a graduate transfer, and he didn't just have 1 year, he had 2 years, which a lot of these people do have 2 years. Look at the quarterback at LSU. He's a graduate transfer, and he's
the
got
key
2 years.
to it all is you have to be graduated from that school, from a, you've got to graduate. If you're playing football at Auburn, you've got to graduate before you can go through this portal, I think. Isn't that right?
No, they have guys that transfer out into the portal, and it's basically up to the NCAA. Some guys play immediately.
But now, what is the program that makes you...
Justin Fields, the backup quarterback at Georgia, was eligible immediately at Ohio State. Tate Martell left Ohio State and was eligible immediately at Miami. I don't know why the Strong kid left Texas A&M, wasn't eligible at Troy. It's just case-by-case situation. It makes no sense.
It's arbitrary. It makes no sense. You're right.
Right.
Surely they're going to close that.
But now, what is the program that initiated all of this? Was the a kid that had graduated from a college and played only 3 years. He could actually go and play for 1 year with another school. But I think, though, there was a rule there, like if he left Alabama and wanted to go to Auburn, he couldn't do it. Is that right?
The coaches won't release them to certain.
Yeah, that's right.
I mean, SEC guys, they don't want to release them.
And you can understand that. You're right. You can understand that. No question about it. Hope you're enjoying our show this morning.
Alabama let go of a lineman last year, and he ended up going to Tennessee.
You know, I was tickled the other day. We were talking about several players had left the program, and a lot of people say, "Oh gosh, they left the program." Hey, a lot of times the program releases them. You know what I mean? Most of the time, if you look into it, the school is.
I'll say this about Alabama offensive linemen. There's 2 former Alabama offensive linemen that are starting for blue blood programs. The guy that's at Tennessee, their starting center is from Wetumpka, was a big recruit at Alabama. He was going to start last year, and he got hurt in the first game, but he's back. And then one of the guards for Oregon that Auburn is getting ready to see was the last name Warmack, Chance Warmack's little brother.
Dallas Warmack.
So Alabama had, you talk about depth at a position, there's 2 guys that left the program and then immediately started at other really strong programs.
Well, and you can't blame them.
Those guys were running second string at Alabama.
That's right. That's what I'm saying. You can't blame them. If they're not going to play at Alabama, they want to go somewhere and play. Every kid, if he's worth his weight in gold, wants to play, and you can't blame anybody.
Yeah, I mean, you got to get game film if you want to make it to the next level.
You take this quarterback at Alabama who's really having a great preseason, the kid from Jacksonville, and other than holding for kicks and maybe a little backup role, he's not going to play much, and the third guy is not going to play much.
Yeah, I mean, Jones is only a sophomore, though. I mean, he can easily play his junior.
Well, I'll just use it as an example. Let's look at the Auburn situation.
Winston's right. Who doesn't win that job is going to do what?
Let's sit on the bench. Carry a clipboard and wear a baseball hat.
End up transferring at some point?
Yeah, and wear. But the third guy is a kid who's very talented. I can see him leaving. No question about it. He's the nephew of a Hall of Fame baseball player. And
Cord Sandberg?
Yeah, Sandberg. Ron Sandberg.
Well, he's a guy that played minor league baseball for 5-6 years. He's 25 years old.
I know it. But he wants to play, Mike, what I'm saying. He wants to play.
FSU had a quarterback one time that had played about 5 years of minor league baseball.
Chris Winkie won the Heisman.
That's
so
right.
There you go.
No question about it. Want to mention
the Braves hit 6 home runs and got beat 10-8 by the Mets.
Oh boy, can you believe it? Are the Braves gonna make?
Washington Nationals coming up on the Braves. They're only 5.5 out now.
Mike, this is something that will stun a lot of people. Bryce and I were looking at this yesterday. There's still 40-something games left to play. Can you believe that? They played, the season is too long. I know this would be...
Yeah, the Braves have played 123, so they've got, that you play 162.
40 games. 39 to 40 games, and that's a lot of games, especially when now they're going up against pro and college football. I mean, people don't want to watch any baseball this time of year. Right? But, and of course, a good week to watch the Braves. If you want to take your son on a great trip tomorrow, would be to get up and drive to Atlanta and see the Braves play, and then spend a night and watch them play at noon on Sunday
against the Dodgers.
And against the Dodgers, and I promise you there'll be tickets everywhere for that game, and it would just be something that he'll never forget. You know, we're talking about our sponsors, and of course one of our prime sponsors is Premier Dodge Chrysler Jeep and Round Trucks on the bypass. And Jason Gregory and all those great people at Premier Dodge Chrysler Jeep always put a big, colorful ad in the paper.
Pretty ad.
And they list every one of their used cars and trucks with a price tag on it. And I promise you, if you'll look at the price tag, it is either right at book rate or under book rate. And you can get a great deal.
Call out some of them, yes.
Well, I mean, right here now, here's a...
You're talking about the Kelly Blue Book?
Yeah. But let me tell you this. This is a good example. A Toyota Corolla, 2016, for $12,000. I mean, that's a pretty good deal. The Nissan, 2015 Nissan Altima, 2.5, $10,900.
You know, that's a good car.
You know, just looking down here, look at some other great deals. A 2017 Mitsubishi Mirage, Mike, look at this, $8,800. It's a 17.
Look at that one if you want to get an even lower price.
Yeah, that's exactly right. A 2017 Nissan Sentra, $13,400.
Basically what you're saying is we're dealing.
We're dealing.
I saw a car that's $3,800.
And then you've got your SUVs, and you know, like right here, a 2016 Jeep Cherokee Latitude for $17,000, which is like buying a new car. Here's a Dodge Journey, brand new, 2018, $18,790 is your price. And
then look at that.
Well, and how about this? 0% for 72 months. 0%
That's 6
interest.
years. 6 years, no interest loan.
So it's like what he's saying, and what Jason's saying is, come on and buy the car. I won't charge you any interest. And we'll finance it and not charge you any interest.
What he's saying is your payments are going to be very manageable.
Yeah. No question about it, but a tremendous list of new and used cars and trucks from Premier Dodge Chrysler Jeep on the bypass, or you can go to them and look at these cars on the internet at premiertroy.com. Premiertroy.com.
And they pop up on the screen right when you're talking about them.
Exactly right, and also they can, the telephone number is area code 334-403-4646, and talk to one of the great people that represent that company, and we appreciate them as being a strong supporter of our show and local businesses. I would like to mention right now, they've got a program that they're working with Troy Regional Medical Center to raise $100,000. And what Jason did before was give to the local schools, and he gave $200 from every car he sold, new cars he sold. He gave $200 back to the school system, and they raised $70,000. Just a little
didn't have to do that
under a year ago. And again, he's doing it now.
What are we gonna do on picks? Are we gonna pick games next week since there's about 4 or 5 games?
We'll probably talk about them, no question about it. Of course, I was in Montgomery yesterday for the the luncheon with Stanford University, and
was Jim Donnan much of a guy to meet?
Yeah, I met him and talked to him quite a bit. He's a great guy. He reminded me a little bit of Pat Dye. You know, they're both Georgia guys, and he, former Georgia head coach, former.
Donnan coached at Oklahoma under Switzer.
That's right. He was the offensive coordinator under Switzer, and he also had great teams at Marshall. We are Marshall, and he had some great teams there. We talked about the game that Troy lost, and he said he didn't know how much Troy paid that quarterback, but he was the best quarterback that I've ever coached against in college.
Kelvin Simmons.
Kelvin Simmons. He said the week prior to that game, he said me and my staff just said there's no way in the world we can beat this team. I mean, they were that good. They were 12-0. Troy was 12-0, Mike, going into that
Lost
game.
by a field goal, didn't they, on a cold day?
Yeah, and they had a kick block, which Troy hadn't had a kick block all year long. And it was a tornado going on, terrible weather.
The guy was a snowstorm.
Yeah. How about the weather we had in Troy 2 days ago?
God.
Where was you? That wind.
I was getting my taxes done.
High in the.
And right when that storm came up, and I looked out the window and said, "My goodness, that is." And I've seen a lot of limbs down.
How trees were able to stand. We had a bunch of. I was at Alumni House, and the trees high in the world they kept from, being blown over.
The Webbs lived next door to me in the old Collie house, and they've got all those beautiful pecan trees, and they lost 2 limbs. And then I was driving down College Street trying to get back to my house, and there was a big limb across College Street. I had to turn around and go back another way. So there was some damage from that little storm.
Yeah. Want to mention?
Yeah, you're supposed to get out of your car and move the limb.
The city crews were right on it. I mean, they don't mess around in Troy. You give them 1 minute and they're on the spot.
No question about it.
Golfer Justin Thomas shot 65 and is leading the BMW championship in the golf playoffs yesterday, so maybe Justin Thomas can win his first tournament of the year. He's had a wrist injury and came back, and it's been close lately, so he's playing pretty good golf. Maybe he can win it this week.
Yeah, no question about it. Of course, the owners of Starting Point Counseling celebrated a ribbon cutting yesterday. Their business is located at 1305 South Brundage Street, and they can help you, I promise you, not only through your school work, but in many phases of your life.
You want to talk about the new?
Well, Gibson Vance, was he your age?
Yeah, he's my age. I know Gibson pretty well.
His mama lived right around the corner from you over in Hillcrest, and he had been named
that's probably Stewart, his cousin, Stewart Vance.
No, now Stewart, I'll tell you, was Betty Vance was the lawyer's mother, yeah. But Gibson Vance, his daddy was a chiropractor here in town for years, and then his mother was Susan Gibson, and Gibson Vance is now the
officer on the board.
That's right. He is the board president, president pro tem of the Troy University's National Alumni.
Let me tell you something about Gibson.
Or National Board of Trustees.
He was the former national president of the National Trial Lawyers Association. I don't think they call themselves that anymore, but it's the biggest lobbying advocacy group for trial lawyers in America. He was president of that organization for 1 year, and he lived in Washington, D.C., and worked at their office that whole year. So he mingled with all of the powers of government that year.
And he's a lawyer.
He replaced Gerald Dahl?
Yeah, Dahl did not step, he didn't step down. I mean, what I'm saying, he's still on the board.
He's still on the board.
Yeah, they removed him as the board chairman, and they've named Gibson Vance. But
he loves Troy University and has worked hard since he's been appointed to the board. And then you not only you have Gibson, but you have that Beasley Allen law firm behind Troy University. That's really big because they are quite an impressive operation at Beasley, Alabama.
Yeah. Then, of course, Rex Vance was his father, and I knew Rex Vance very well, and Jimmy Vance was his uncle, and Jimmy Vance was the father of
Earl
3333333.
Yeah, we called him Earl, but he changed his name later in life to his real name, Stewart.
Yeah.
One of my good friends. I was the class of '83 at Charles Henderson, and Stewart was the class of '84.
I want to say Stewart played a little football, didn't he? He was a pretty good player.
He was a pretty good defensive lineman, and he was a Sigma Nu at Alabama when I was there.
Yeah. Sigma Nu at Alabama. Bob McGee was a Sigma Nu, I would think. I think Judd Colley was a Sigma Nu, wasn't he?
Yeah.
I was trying to think of a few others.
Bill Blunt was, Matt Colley was.
Steve Flowers was.
Rush Rice, Mark Davis.
Yeah, Mark Davis was president of the...
Stuart Vance.
Was Alan Jones and Denny Sanford?
Yeah, Alan Jones and Denny Sanford were you're right.
Let's say we said Rush Rice, Mark Davis.
Were they Sigma News or
Stuart Vance? Yeah, they were Sigma News. Charles Bradshaw, the late Charles Bradshaw was a Sigma Nu. A lot of them.
And then there were a lot of... like Neil DeShera, Mike, was
Neil was K, Michael DeShera was K, Bobby Husky was K.
Yeah, a lot of K's.
Great fraternity.
Several Troy guys were K's.
Yeah. Of course,
Richard Callahan was SA, Reynolds Henderson was SA.
Yeah, so you could just go on and on. You could go to Brundage, and a lot of those guys were Kappa Sigs.
Is that right?
And of course, a lot of different towns were involved in.
That's right. Different towns have a lot of, like Mobile had a lot of, Deeks were from Mobile.
Memphis had a lot of Phi Gams. You remember that, Mike? All those Phi Gams that came down for the
beard girls.
There were two beard girls married, two Phi Gams from the University of Memphis.
What sorority were the beard girls in?
They were
Alpha Gams?
Alpha Gam, yeah.
Yeah, all three of them were Alpha Gams.
A lot of Troy girls were Alpha Gams and KD.
My mother-in-law was an Alpha Gam.
Yeah.
That's a great sorority,
yeah. Exactly right. Of course,
you want to hear the 25 largest public high schools in Alabama? There's
all right. I'm gonna guess first. Let me see. Out of Huntsville. All right, name me the number one.
Hoover.
Who do you think number one is?
Hoover,
and then Prattville High School's right up there.
Yeah. Hoover College, 2,922 students.
And is that from the 9th grade or the 10th grade?
I believe it's from the 9th to the 12th.
9 through 12, okay.
I bet Prattville's up there.
Who's second?
Number two is surprising. I didn't realize they had this many students. Baker High School out of Mobile County, 2821.
Boy, that is a big school. They're a good baseball school.
And then Charles Henderson's first opponent, Enterprise High School, has 2,207 students.
And they're ranked 4th? Third. Gosh.
Enterprise is bigger than Prattville High School?
Yeah, it's big.
Most students in the state of Alabama.
You know, there's 30,000 people live in Enterprise now. Enterprise is a fast-growing town.
Mary G. Montgomery High School out of Mobile County, 2,149 students. Best Navy High School.
And that is the rural school, Mary G. Montgomery. That's out in the county, isn't it?
Yeah, Best Navy High School out of Birmingham, 2,036 students. Prattville High School is number 6 with 2,021 students. After that, you got Murphy High School out of Mobile, 1,993 students.
And stop right there. At one time, Murphy High School of Mobile had 4,000 students. Can you believe that? 4,000 back in the 60s and 70s.
This is a school that's really growing. Thompson High School out of Alabaster, 1,945. JD out of Montgomery, 1,889.
Gosh,
Auburn High School in Auburn, 1,874 students.
Oh, man.
That's your top 10. There's 15 more after that. So.
And all of those are in Class 7A. Is that right? Most all of them are in Class 7A.
Well, what about that school they've made in Dothan that merged Dothan High and Northview?
Yeah, that's what I'm looking at. If they're on the poll, Huntsville High is next. That's where Mark Fleetwood coaches. Foley High School.
How many students at Huntsville High? You know, Mark Fleetwood came by my house and sat with me for a couple of hours the other day.
1,873 students.
Okay.
After that, you got Foley High School, Sparkman High School, Virgil Grissom High School out of Huntsville, James Clement High School. That's a new school.
All right. And all of these out of Huntsville and Madison County. Huntsville, Madison counties really, really growing. It's going to be the largest city in the state of Alabama before it's all over.
Yeah, after that you got Bob Jones. They got 1,778. That's where Frank Sadler coached, and Coach Lindsey, I think, is a graduate of Bob Jones and coached there too.
That's right.
Alma Bryant High School out of Mobile is next. Fairhope High out of Baldwin County is next. Then Spain Park out of Hoover. Theodore High School next. Tons of Mobile schools on this list. After that, you got Oak Mountain. That's where Coach Derek Irons coaches. They have 1,558 students. And then after that, you have Tuscaloosa County, Davidson High School out of Mobile, Lee High School out of Montgomery, and Gaston City High School out of Gaston City.
Now let me just tell you how small.
I don't see it on there yet.
Now let me just tell you how small Charles Henderson High School is. Do they even have 500 students?
I mean, this is just the top 25. So
Charles Henderson has just a little over 500 students.
You know, though, but you're saying the 25th ranked high school has how many students?
The 25th on the list is Gaston City High School at 1,500.
When you divide that by 4 classes, so they have less than 400 people in a class. It seems like I went to high school with people that had 800, 900, 1,000 people in their graduating class. So
that is huge.
I mean, one year at Charles Henderson, that senior class that won the state championship, one reason we won the state championship, we had so many great athletes in that class, but I think they had 220 people in that graduating class.
That's got to be the biggest ever, because I graduated at 165.
I had 140. Yeah.
Big day out at Pike Liberal Arts. Meet the Patriots tonight. I think everything gets going around 6 o'clock. Our cameras will be there to meet the Patriots, the Pike Liberal Arts Patriots football team, their cheerleaders, their band, their junior varsity, their peewee teams. Big night tonight out at Pike Liberal Arts School. Also, a big day tomorrow at Troy University as the second scrimmage of the year.
At 9:30?
Yes, at 9:30. Mike, something that I've never seen at Troy. I've never seen a closed practice in preseason.
That's good. I mean, that's the way it really should be. Troy's too open with their practices and scrimmages.
But I don't think they will enforce it. So go out in the morning at 9:30 and take a look.
I want to go up there in the.
I mean, if it's a closed practice, you don't need to be telling people to go out there and see it anyway.
Well, let's say this. I'm going to be at a meeting in the Stadium Club, and I can always look at it out the window. But and of course we've got a big alumni event starting at 8:30, and that's all the alumni chapters. If you like to come and you're a member of an alumni chapter, we'd love to have you.
And I bet I can bring my check and go ahead and renew my dues.
No question, and we'll give you a hot breakfast, hot breakfast and
a fish fry, or just
that's right, and a fish fry. The fish fry will be at noon at the alumni house. Fish brought in, grouper brought in from Northwest Florida, and Lloyd Taylor will be cooking. In fact, I rode by there at 6:30 this morning. Well, around 6:30, and they were putting tents up already out there in front of the alumni house, and it's going to be a lot of fun. I was in Luverne last night, and on Facebook you can see this. The Crenshaw Christian Troy Alumni Association had close to 100 people, and what a wonderful event it was, and we appreciate that.
I wonder how many folks Crenshaw County has sent to Troy University over the years.
Oh, a bunch, and we've got, and I would put this alumni chapter at Crenshaw County up against anybody's anywhere. I mean, they're really, really good. They're very well organized. The food was delicious, and all the coaches.
Do they still have the sign "Friendliest City in the South"?
Yeah, they still have that sign.
I think it is the friendliest city in the South.
Well, at one time, you on both ends of Troy, they had a sign up. It says, "Welcome to Troy, a home of 10,000 friendly faces with 2 or 3 old grouches."
I've heard that.
And that was out front of the city limits of Troy for a while.
You remember the other sign that was memorable was the guy that had the statue of John Wilkes Booth in his front yard?
Yeah.
That got a lot of national attention.
You know what Graydon Beach's saying is nice dogs, strange people.
Nice what now?
Nice dogs, strange people.
Nice dogs, strange people. Mike, we were talking about the mountain the other day, and I've got Troy's. This is very easy to do Troy's. What do you call it?
Mount Rushmore.
Here's Troy's Mount Rushmore.
Mike
Tim
Amos.
Bird.
Oh, Troy University, okay.
Mike Turk.
Marcus Ware.
Marcus Ware. Marcus
Ware.
Ware.
OCU.
And OCU Manoa. Manure. Those four would be my pick to be on that mountain.
Okay.
And they were all Sam Bird, the great All-American. Mike Turk Bird led Troy to a national championship in '68. Mike Turk led Troy to a championship in '84 and '87. And then, of course, Marcus Ware, the great one out of Auburn.
Future
High
NFL
School,
Hall of Famer.
and it will be a Hall of Famer. And OCU Manure, and I heard on a talk show the other day.
OC married Miss Universe.
Did he really? And I know he lives in Atlanta.
All of these ex-NFL and athletes seem to settle in Atlanta. There's just tons of them.
What we would have to do that would be a little bit more difficult is to do a second four.
Mount Rushmore.
Rushmore.
Tim Bird put.
It would probably be Freddie Thomas would be in that.
Freddie Thomas would be a great one. How about the great? In fact, Donnan was talking about Troy's great quarterback. Mike.
Kelvin Simmons?
Yeah, and he said, I don't know how much they had to pay him. You know, to have a quarterback like that, everybody said, you know they had to buy him or pay him, you know.
He obviously had academic or grade issues because he went to a junior college for, I think, 1 year. And
that's right. And he signed with Alabama. He signed with Alabama.
He signed with Alabama, didn't he?
Yeah, early, at the beginning, and didn't make his grades, evidently.
I mean, if you did a Mount Rushmore, though, you'd probably have to put Coach Blakeney on there, but you just talking about players?
Players.
Players. No question, players.
And Mount Rushmore for coaches, you do Riddle, Blakeney, Maestri.
Yeah.
Who else?
Maybe did they coach that national championship team in '68?
John Archer, maybe. You want to do coaches?
Billy Atkins.
Billy Atkins. Oh, yeah, you'd want Billy Atkins, Chase Riddle.
What about Chan Gailey?
Well, yeah, he was pretty good, wasn't he?
Well, Coach Rhodes, we talked for 15 minutes about Coach Rhodes yesterday, and he won a national championship at Troy, too.
Would you
put Blakeney, Maestri,
Riddle,
and Felix?
They were pretty
They were
good.
co-coaches, really.
Yeah.
I mean, talking about for longevity's sake.
Yeah. When Troy hired Chan Gailey, I was really upset because my dear friend Jim Tompkins, who was the defensive coordinator and line coach, defensive coordinator at Troy all those years under Bradshaw, was a great coach and very deserving.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of local people wanted them to hire Jim Tompkins as head football coach. And Doug Hawkins came up to me, he said, Mike, I know you want your friend to be the next coach, and I think the world of Jim Tompkins, and he's a great man. But I've got a young coach that's going to be a great one. This is Doug Hawkins saying this, and that's the young Chan Gailey, who had coached there previously for a couple of years.
Under Bradshaw.
And was a member of our church at First Baptist Church, and was very involved with a lot of our local people there. And when they knew that he was up for the job, overwhelming support was for
He's a class man, yeah.
for Chase.
I've never heard anybody say a bad word about Coach
Chan
Gailey. Yeah.
And Rhodes was too.
I was best friends with his son, Tate.
And he was a great man.
He lived across the street from my grandmother, and he was always sweet to my grandmother.
Well, I'll tell you something unique about him. He was a head football coach at Troy and a deacon in the First Baptist Church. That's the kind of guy he was.
I'll tell you a story. When I had the Troy Citizen, he became the head coach of the Dallas Cowboys, America's team, and Angie Murphy was one of our writers, sports writers, and I said, well, Andy, see if you can get Coach Gailey, and he'll see if he'll do an interview with us. And sure enough, Andy called him up, and he of course he talked to Andy Murphy. You know, he'd become the head coach of the Dallas Cowboys, and he was doing an interview with the Troy Citizen. You know.
There are people right now in Troy still communicate with Chan and his family, and they're great people. And the same way with Rick Rhodes.
Well, I want to tell you, I want to put in a plug for my friend Charles Bradshaw's daddy, Coach Bradshaw.
Oh, great.
He brought Gailey and Rhodes to Troy. Now, Coach Bradshaw's tenure ended badly his last year or two, but the coaches he brought that succeeded him won 2 national championships.
We talked about them yesterday, the guys that were on his staff. It was amazing to me, some of the guys on his staff. I mean, you had Rick Rhodes, you had Chan Gailey, you had Jim Tompkins, you had Robert Maddox, you had J. Jeffcoat. You had.
They had an offensive backfield coach that was real big.
Oh well, Slater. One thing, Slater was on that staff, and he won 2 national championships at Troy, 3 or 4 at North Alabama, and 2 at Tuskegee.
I know it.
He got more championship rings than anybody. He's still the head coach at Tuskegee and doing a great job. But a wonderful coaching staff.
But don't you think what got it all going was bringing Billy Atkins to Troy?
Oh, yeah, no question.
I don't think Troy had any kind of big-time football reputation before that. And then we win a national championship, and then I guess that led to the movement to go to Division II. And then Troy was competitive, very competitive in Division II, ended up winning 2 national championships. And then somebody said, let's go Division I. Half the people in town said, what? Are you crazy?
That's right. Everybody thought we were crazy, but it was a group of men that met and for over a year, maybe a couple of years, with dreams of one day taking or supporting Troy to a Division I.
And don't you think every football fan in America now knows of Troy University? Every one of them.
No question about it. Like a guy told me, and I hate to say this, but it's the truth, and we try to tell the truth on this show, is a friend of mine told me one day, he said, you know, I don't even care anything about college football unless they got a line on the game. And what I'm saying, the bettors across, and there are millions and millions of them. They all know who Troy is.
Yeah, everybody in Vegas knows who Troy is. I was wearing some Troy stuff out in Vegas one time, and I had just random people come up to me and say, man, I won so-and-so on Troy last
Well, I was at a blackjack table years ago, and, well, not too terribly long ago, and I had one of my rings on, and a guy across the table said, where's that ring from? I said, Troy. And that's all I had to say. I didn't have to say Troy, Alabama, or Troy University. I just said Troy. You know, and I want us to be that way, just like Auburn. Half the people in this world or in this nation have no earthly idea where Auburn is.
Well, a lot of them think it's in Georgia.
Until they start playing football.
There's an Auburn, Washington.
There's
Auburn, New York.
But Troy's identity, thank goodness, because of Division 1A program. And, you know, of course, at one time, it was very well known as a great place to go and learn to be a coach or a teacher. And that's where the reputation was. And then they started talking about the business department, the accounting department under Mr. Sherman, which ranked probably one of the tops in the country at one time.
Let's talk about the programs that Troy's known for.
Yeah.
The band, the music program,
no
the
question.
accounting program.
March 371.
Journalism, teachers, it was the first thing, teachers education. Now sports medicine is big. Accounting, I think we said that.
Big, real big.
I was...
Journalism department is very good.
Broadcast journalism, I mean, created a lot of the TV anchors we've seen.
An on-air television network that those kids can learn on is huge.
Very few places have the on-the-air capabilities.
You know, my wife used to do that. She was in broadcast journalism at Troy, and she would do the news and the features, and sometimes she'd have to fill in as the weather girl. And she didn't know her geography very well, and so if she didn't know a state, she would say, and in the heartland, they're going to have a low...
Another great program at Troy is nursing.
Rebecca Amos learned learned on Trojan Vision.
Yeah.
She's great.
And another great program is nursing. And of course, you know, Troy is not just a band, it is a band, it's a band program, you know, where people come to learn to be band directors. And they learn the music business, you know, the business part of it.
Talk about isn't nursing a great school to have with the demands for nurses these days?
I think that'll be your next big building that goes up, will be a nursing school here in Troy. And of course, so we're awfully proud of what we got. Let me tell you another thing, dance and drama.
Yeah.
The dance program, you were talking about SMU. SMU has one of the great ballet programs in the world, located at SMU. Now, Troy University is recruiting students in their ballet and dance program. Can you believe that? And giving them full scholarships. So they're going across the country, bringing in some of the best dancers in the country. Already, they have a wonderful drama department led by a local girl from Brundage, Alabama.
Tori,
and buddy, she is wonderful. Tori, she's got a maiden name.
Tori Lee.
Yeah, Tori Lee. And she's outstanding.
When I had my newspaper in Troy, Tori Lee was always in the paper. You know, you get to know all the high school students and the go-getters and the really sharp ones ended up in your paper all the time. And she was at Pike County High School in Brundage, and so I was constantly seeing her or running pictures and stories about her, and was very impressed with her when she was 16, 17, 18. So I am not surprised moving back to Troy to see all the great things she has done as an adult.
Education, of course, excellent. The arts, there's some great arts programs there at Troy, and computer programs, and you know, they've got all kinds of great programs that you can go into.
Did you hear me the other night, the other day when we had our guest from Dallas, the dentist and the great piano player?
Yeah, that's right.
There's only one dental school in the state of Alabama, and I asked him, I said, is there room for another dental school in Alabama? Because I want Troy to have the dental. He said, no, there's not enough.
Well, you know, Troy had a chance to have a law school, and but it fell through, but that would have been...
Really? When was that?
It was not too long ago. It was probably within the last 20 years.
Man, that'd have been pretty awesome.
They could have bought. They were in the running to buy the law school at Faulkner.
Jones.
Jones. Yeah. But you know, that's water over the bridge there. But
Jones has come a long way.
But their computer program, Mike, they have an excellent a visual arts program. They have an excellent computer program. And I was thinking also insurance. They got an insurance program that's one of the best in the country, where they actually, once you graduate from that program, they help you find a job, and that's what's important too, you know. And you know, an intern. So that's another great program.
I graduated with a political science degree, and that was a good program in history, with a minor in history and a minor in business.
Yeah.
Back then, I think Dr. Kurt Porter was in charge of the program, and then he went and became one of the head honchos with this recruitment of international students, especially from Asia. And so he got that going really well.
Yeah, no question about it. Another thing, another program.
That's what Troy was real smart. They did the online classes way before anybody else did, but now they're getting crushed.
Yeah.
Alabama,
All right.
Alabama and Auburn are doing it.
You're exactly right. Let me tell you, Troy owned that at one time. The you know, they called it the program was
online education.
Online education, but you know, where you could actually go to school on the computer, you know, and so forth. And a lot of other major schools have gotten involved in it. Troy's still doing well with it, but not near as well, because of the Alabama and Auburn and Florida State.
Well, you got people like the University of Phoenix that are just huge.
Exactly.
That do that. And then Troy was well known for its campuses on military bases. What was the slogan that the sun never set on the Troy University system?
No question about it. And of course, Mike, you got to.
What branches do they have? They have Fort Walton, they have Phoenix City, they have Montgomery, they have Dothan. Is there anything else branch-wise?
Well, you know, Montgomery has a campus, and Dothan has a campus, and Phoenix City,
Fort Walton.
and they have one out in Fort Walton. They have campuses over in Europe too, where you can take courses at Troy, and a great opportunity. Mike, you got a law enforcement degree, which is a pretty good program too.
Yeah, I've done absolutely nothing with that. I always told the girls that I was dating at the time I planned on going to law school with my criminal justice degree.
Exactly, and but you know,
actually, one of my best friends got a criminal justice degree and ended up going to law school.
Yeah. Well, let me tell you another good program. And last night I was getting some reservations for a friend of mine that's coming to Troy next weekend out at Marriott, and they've got a hotel management program degree at Troy now, which I think that's a great opportunity because there's so many job opportunities out there in that field.
Sure is.
I thought I was about to do a hotel, motel, Holiday Inn.
You know, would that be nice? But that is another program that they're involved in.
You know a little bit about that business, don't you, Mike?
Yeah. Of course, you know, now they've got doctorate degrees, and I'm not going to get into that, but that's very big at Troy too. You know, some of the programs there have a doctorate degree. We're going to take a short break.
I think the short break is over, man.
Yeah, it's over.
A short break until next week.
I hope that you have enjoyed our show. A big weekend. Got a big fish fry in front of the Alumni House tomorrow. $10 per person. All the seafood you can eat. Should be a lot of fun. We appreciate all of our sponsors: First National Bank of Troy Brundage, also Troy Nissan, and our good friends at Bird Drugs, today. Joe Watson, and all the great folks at and of course also want to mention my very good friends at Premier Dodge Chrysler Jeep and Dodge Truck and Rams Truck on the bypass right here in Troy. Sisters Restaurant, can't beat it anywhere. Sisters Restaurant on the bypass, located 2.5 miles south of Troy on Highway 231. Have a great weekend. See you Monday.